Today is episode 4 of a rant. We're talking about social media. As I said in the intro, we're talking about social media. Social media, I feel it can be good, it can be bad, obviously, and it can be very sad. No, I'm just kidding. My problem with social media is this. I think social media is a great tool, right? Social media is a fantastic tool if you're a player, if you're a coach, you want to connect, you want to share everything you have. But, big but, it can be very dangerous because I think players can get sucked into social media, and I think it can impact you negatively. And the reason I'm going to say that is because I've experienced a little bit of it myself when I was first starting out in the coaching world, where I was relying more on social media as a escape versus doing something. I'm with social media, and I'll talk about the player side of it. For me, social media is all about being glamorous, right? Social media is always about showing little errors or no errors, showing high quality material, showing you an unrealistic world of playing the game, right? And not necessarily at the highest level, but I feel like most people use social media for one of two things. The first one, I feel like they use it for training resources and materials, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good content. And the second one, I feel like they use it for motivation, okay? And number one, the training resources, it can go down to actual training exercises, or it can go down to like supplemental material, or it could go down to like nutritional stuff. And I think it can be very dangerous to let that be your only source of material. There's some good stuff out there, but there's a lot of stuff that is unnecessarily pointless. Like, don't let that be your guide to making it to the next level. You know what the reality is? If you want to make it to the next level, get off of social media. Put your head down, do the hard work. Don't try to implement everything that you see off of social media because you think that that's your one-way ticket to getting it to the next level. No, it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice. And I think social media is dangerous in that sense, because I think a lot of players look at things that they see on social media and they think that I can get that because it's on social media and it's easy. No, the reality is you're gonna have to bust your ass to get to the professional level if that's where you want to be. Social media is there to socialize, right? That's what the point of social media is. You're sharing stuff with other people, and a lot of people do it for the likes, the follows, all that kind of stuff, monetary gains, if you want to put it that way, sponsored stuff. But if you want to make it to the next level, man, they're not on social media. They're not documenting their daily life over there. They're putting their head down. They're working hard, right? The stuff you see on social media is for that purpose, not the real reason, the real way to get to that. Social media is all about just producing content for people. You're creating content, right? The second part is the motivation part. And I think this has its positive and it has its down. I guess my biggest problem with the second part of it, it's so easy as a content creator, right, to just make up stuff about what you think it is and what you think it takes to get to the college level, to the professional level, right? Anyone can make a post and post it on there about do these 5 steps and you're going to make it to be a professional, or if you're not doing XYZ by the time you're 18 or whatever, you're not going to be a professional, or do this one thing and you're gonna be a professional. No, that's not it, man. There's so much other stuff that goes into becoming a professional athlete, and getting little motivational posts, I don't think that's gonna cut it for you. It may make you feel better at the end of the day, but at the same time, it can be dangerous because it could just lead you down a path of like, oh, like I have, just reading a post or something like that and make you feel better, but then you don't actually do anything else. You're not putting the work in. You're not doing it yourself. Okay, you're looking for a shortcut to get to where you want to be, and there's no shortcuts in that. My own little personal thing about social media is, when I first started off in coaching, right, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I wanted to go to coaching. So being on Instagram, it's so easy just to follow people, to search for stuff. You can search topics. And I came across, all the personal trainers and stuff, and it's great content. It looks really good. But I found myself, and I still catch myself doing this time to day, you find yourself just continuously scrolling and watching content that makes you feel good and makes you feel like, man, I can do that. But you don't do it. And I found myself doing that. I found myself following all of these people, watching all of their stuff and thinking, man, I can do that. And then I just keep scrolling. I don't actually do anything. And I think that's the real danger of social media, is because you're looking at other people's success. You're either, one, super happy for them, or two, you're pissed off because they're doing something that you want to do. But then that's not enough motivation for you to actually get up and go do it. So I think social media needs to be taken lightly, and you need to take it with some caution, because you can get sucked into doing everything for the gram. I think that's the dangerous side, is that people want to do everything because people want their 15 minutes of fame. Now, I think that's true for everything. And you can look at my own Instagram page. It sucks ass, man. Like, I am so inconsistent that it's unbelievable. I don't put I don't put any effort into my Instagram page as some people do, because I don't feel, I feel like I'm somewhat of a hypocrite if I start doing the stuff that I think is a rabbit hole for some players to get sucked into. And what I try to do with my Instagram is I try to make it educational as possible. I try to make it as transparent as possible. So all the posts that I post, I leave my errors in there, because that's the reality. You're going to mess up in practice. You're going to mess up in your training. You're going to mess up every single day. But what you don't see on Instagram is you don't see people's struggles. You don't see the reality. You see the highs. You never see the lows, because no one wants to show you the lows. The lows don't get you stuff. The lows don't get you likes or follows or whatever, whatever you're after for social media. So if you're a player or a coach or just anyone in general, don't make social media your sole source of motivation, inspiration, and a pathway to success. Don't make social media that. Keep social media as a fun, interactive little thing that maybe you spend 15, 20 minutes a day. Don't spend your days on social media looking at other people's success. If you want to be where you want to be, you gotta work hard. That's the reality of it. Now, I can tell you all the stuff that you can do to get to a college level, but it doesn't mean anything if you're not gonna do it. So this is kind of a rant, but at the same time, I'm also encouraging you to do two things. One, use social media, but you gotta use it cautiously. You have to use it wisely if you are gonna use it, right? So if you're using it for motivation and like looking at all these little tips and tricks of how to become a professional athlete, not gonna work out for you, okay? If you're using it all for these little tips and tricks on how to maybe get better, it may work out for you, but you can't rely on that as your only way of finding materials. You have to just do the work. Becoming a professional athlete, you have to get the fundamentals and you have to do all the easy things in your sleep. Now, if you're using it for motivation, I think that's also fine, but if you really want to be a professional athlete, your motivation has to be internal. Your motivation has to come from you. You have to be determined that you're gonna make it. Nothing else is gonna stop you. So if you're looking for Instagram for motivation to get started, you got to reevaluate why you want to do it in the first place, because motivation should not be coming from Instagram or for someone else. The reality is, people on Instagram make content to get people to look at it, like it, watch it, reshare it, save it, comment on it, interact with it. Okay, that's all what Instagram is about. Oof, man, this rant was all over the place, to be honest with you. Anyway, so that was today's video. It was a rant/advice. You just have to get out there and put the work in. That's the only way you're gonna make it. You have to do it. You gotta put the work in. You just You got to get off the Instagram. You got to stop doing everything for the gram. That's so weird. You just have to go out there and just put the work in, and you'll make it. Whatever your goals are, even if it's not to become a professional athlete, if you're watching this from a non-athletic point of view or not from a non-sports background, you just have to work hard. You got to sacrifice somewhere. Okay? That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the rant. This is episode 4. I'm going to keep doing this every Wednesday. I will see you guys next time. Peace.